Yeah, the conference is all about getting the centres together, getting them to talk to each other, understand the issues that are happening in the industry with regards to qualifications, MTCs, that sort of thing.
We always seem to enjoy coming down here for the conference, and it's, again, as usual, it's very informative and we're enjoying the session.
Sometimes you get in your own little world, don't you? You don't know exactly what other people are thinking, other people are doing. Practice is normally the same, but you just want to find out what other people are doing, really.
I would say last 2 years it's really grown. A lot of employees are getting on board now, aren't they?
That big green Q mark means a lot, doesn't it? That certificate, handing that certificate over, second to none.
We'll have to have a competent workforce. And competency is best displayed through qualifications.
We've met a lot of good, interesting contacts for the window and door industry, so yeah, I'm very pleased with it. With all the sort of schemes that are available now, including the MTC, it helps the industry and it also helps the public, because they then are going to get a good offering from any company that has installers with these qualifications.
There's a requirement for us as a business for new installers, and we've worked with GQA through total support training as well to develop an apprenticeship scheme that we can run through our business across the country, where we can take new people into the industry, give them a career path, take them right the way through to many other opportunities within the business and within the industry as a whole.
Proves that we're doing right for the industry and making a difference. From my point of view, I've been working a lot with young offenders, working also in the prison as well, and getting youngsters into the industry, which we're desperate for. So trying to promote that through the level 1 up to the level 3 and make it a choice from schools to get into the industry to fill the gaps, really.
It was great, yeah, it exceeded my expectations. The layout of the day was brilliant. Really great 30-minute sessions, breakouts. It's probably one of the best networking events I've been to this year, and I've been to quite a few.
The GQA 4th Annual Conference has been a fantastic opportunity for people to network in the industry, bringing the colleges together, bringing everybody involved with GQA together. It's been really thought-provoking. It's been an opportunity as well for people to listen to some of the key presentations and take some of the major points back, and maybe it's made them change some of the priorities in their own businesses and their own places of learning as well.
If you could give us a breakdown of MTCs, where they've come from and how they've come about.
Well, there's something that could take all day. The MTCs are minimum technical competencies that an installer or a surveyor have to meet as part of the requirements of competent person scheme. So anyone that's a member of a competent person scheme has to meet these minimum requirements. As to where they came from, we got together as an industry, a lot of players in there. So you've got the competent person schemes, you've got the different federations, sector skills councils, and ourselves. We sat down, came up with what we thought were the minimum requirements, and pushed them about for quite some time to come up with what we've got now.
And it's been a long process, hasn't it?
It has. We started work on this probably early 2012, late 2011. They were finally approved by the government, by DCLG, in September 2012. So they have been around for 2 years now.
And do you think it's a good thing? And the reason why I ask that is, a lot of the industry at the moment, if you believe the latest figures, are not ready for it.
I think it is a good thing. I think we're getting a lot of feedback from the industry that they recognise that something had to be done. We want to recognise skills, we want to recognise the competence and knowledge of installers and surveyors. And to be fair, a lot of the comments that we've had back is that it's been a long time coming.
The principle of the idea for me is good. I mean, I work for an installation company as my actual day job. So we had our lads go through the qualification process anyway, and I think from our perspective, anything that stops any man in a van thinking, yeah, I can fit a window, I can fit a door, undercutting the good, genuine businesses out there who train, who employ, who are in business to do a good job. Anything that cuts the cowboy, or at least tries to cut the cowboy factor out of it, is a good thing. It's a tricky process. I think our lads found it not the most straightforward thing in the world, but they could see it was worthwhile, and we can all see why it's worth doing.
The key is that there's obviously different parts to the MTCs. There's practical and there's knowledge. There are different routes to proving that you've got that knowledge and that competence. There's obviously the qualification side. You can do one of our qualifications, which is a process where an assessor will come out on site, discuss things with you, observe.
Is that a GQA assessor?
That's, yes, a GQA approved assessor, yeah. And then there's the MTC, what the competent person schemes are calling the industry experience route. Which is almost a one-hit process, which consists of either an online test or a paper test, and then an observation of skills. The two routes are there because different people learn or can prove that they've got the skills in different ways. Just because one guy's got a qualification doesn't mean to say that that's right for his mate. It may be that he prefers the other route.
Well, that's it. I mean, you've got such a wide, varied range of personnel in the industry. You can't just have one sort of. If you limited it to one option, you could limit, the capabilities of a lot of installation businesses because of it. So, and speaking of the industry in general, I think one of my biggest points the last couple of months has been youth. Or the lack of it in the industry. So I mean, it'd be good to get your thoughts on youth in the industry and what we can do to improve on it.
It is difficult trying to get young people to come into an industry that is hands-on, like the fenestration industry. They tend to want to go to college. I don't know the answer. I don't think there's a magic answer as to how we get them in the industry. I think one of the ways that we could is by showcasing the youth that is already in there. Of course, we'll no doubt talk about that through the NFAs.
Yeah, and the young person category. Yeah,
but it's not an easy industry to sell to the school leavers and the college leavers.
It's not the most glamorous, but I think what needs to be put out there is the fact that people make a good career out of working, whether it's in sales, whether it's in fabrication, whether it's in installing. I know that's a more hands-on side of things and it's a bit more labour intensive, but the fact is you can make good money. You find the right company with the right employees who treat you right, train you right, you can make a good living and a good wage out of it. I think that fact is lost.
I think one of the key things is that there are companies out there that will work with providers, will work with our centres on delivering a good, real apprenticeship, which covers everything. One of the difficulties at the moment with the way that the government has funded qualifications is that what is termed an apprenticeship isn't really an old-fashioned apprenticeship.
No.
So
because they're not like the old apprenticeships.
No, and I think that's one of the issues that we've got. You talk about apprenticeships now, and the term seems to have lost its meaning. But there are a lot of companies out there that are taking youngsters on. They're not rushing them. They're giving them good, proper 2-3 year apprenticeship style development. And again, that's where our centres come in, that's where our qualifications come in, because that gives them the framework to work to.
Good morning, my name's Andy Carrington. I'm from GQA Qualifications and we're here today to see the replacement of sealed units into timber frames.
Go, two.